Okay, so last video, we left off with humanity getting called bugs by an alien civilization on its way to wipe us out. That was Book 1. Book 2 is the Dark Forest, and somehow, it's worse. Because in Book 1, the horror was, they're coming for us. In Book 2, the horror is, they're not the problem. The universe is the problem. And once you understand why, you can't unsee it. This book has the single most devastating sci-fi reveal I've ever read. Quick recap. The Trisolaran fleet is on its way, 450 years out. The aliens have sent these things called sophons, subatomic particles that can see everything on Earth. Humanity has no privacy. The only thing the sophons can't read is what's inside a human mind. And that becomes the basis of the most insane Hail Mary plan in sci-fi history. It's called the Wallfacer Project. The name comes from Buddhist monks who meditate facing a blank wall. The UN picks 4 people, gives them basically unlimited power and resources, and tells them, come up with a plan to save humanity. The catch: you can never tell anyone what your plan actually is. Everything you say in public might be a lie. The real plan lives only in your head, where the sophons can't see it. So if you're a wallfacer, you can do anything. Hoard nukes, build a fleet, start a religion. Nobody on Earth can question you, because for all they know, the weird thing you're doing is genius. 3 of the 4 wallfacers are who you'd expect. Former US Secretary of Defense, Venezuelan strongman, British neuroscientist, heavyweights. And then there's the 4th guy, Luo Ji, a Chinese sociology professor, womanizer, slacker, doesn't care about anything. He has no idea why they picked him. But because he's a wallfacer, the UN has to do whatever he asks. So Luo Ji being Luo Ji, he asks them to find his dream woman, his imaginary girl from a story he wrote years ago. And the UN finds her. Her name is Zhuang Yan. They live happily in a beautiful house by a lake. They have a baby. And Luo Ji thinks this is the greatest scam of all time. But before all this, Luo Ji actually meets someone. He meets Yi Wenji. Remember her? The woman who started everything in Book 1. Now an old woman. And before she dies, she tells him something. Almost casually. She says, let's invent a new science. Cosmic sociology. And she gives him 2 axioms. Just 2. 1. Survival is the first need of every civilization. 2. Civilization keeps growing and expanding, but the resources of the universe stay constant. She also says, add the chain of suspicion and the technological explosion. And then think about what those 4 things mean together. And then she dies. And Luo Ji is like, okay, weird old lady, sure. He doesn't think about it. He goes off and gets his dream girlfriend. But that conversation is the key to the entire trilogy. 2 axioms, and the truth about the universe waiting at the bottom of them. He just doesn't know it yet. Meanwhile, the other 3 wallfacers, the ETO assigns them all wall breakers, humans whose only job is to crack their plan. And one by one, they do. The American was building human suicide weapons. Cracked. The Venezuelan was planning to use H-bombs to crack Mercury and crash it into the sun, taking the Trisolarans down with us. Scorched Earth, but like, the whole Earth. Cracked. The neuroscientist was brainwashing soldiers. Cracked. 3 down. 1 to go. Luo Ji. The sociology professor who's just out here vibing, until his family gets taken. The UN moves Zhuang Yan and the baby somewhere safe, and he can only see them again if he finishes the job. That's when he gets serious. So what does he do? He uses the sun as a radio amplifier, same trick Yi Wenji used in Book 1, and broadcasts the coordinates of a random distant star into deep space. Then he goes into hibernation, for 200 years, to wait and see what happens. Now this is where the book just goes nuclear. Luo Ji wakes up 2 centuries later. Humanity is unrecognizable. The cities are utopian. There are fleets of warships in space. Technology has leapt so far forward that everyone is basically immortal. The Trisolaran fleet is finally arriving. And humanity is confident. They think they're going to win. A single Trisolaran probe arrives first, the advance guard. It's tiny, a few meters long, perfectly smooth, mirror finish, like a teardrop. Humans call it the droplet. The combined Earth fleet, over 2,000 of the most advanced warships ever built, gathers in space to greet it. They're going to capture it, study it, use it to learn Trisolaran tech. And then the droplet just moves. It hits the first ship, explodes. It hits the second, explodes. The droplet moves faster than humans can react. It punches through the holes one after another, weaving between ships, accelerating. In a few hours, the entire fleet is gone. 2,000 warships, reduced to debris. It is the most horrifying scene I have ever read in any book. The complete inversion of every space opera you've ever consumed. We brought a fleet. They brought one tiny thing, and it humiliated us. And while all this is happening, that random star Luo Ji broadcast about, astronomers notice that it just got destroyed, annihilated, by something coming from somewhere far across the galaxy. And that's when Luo Ji puts it together. The two axioms, the destroyed star, the fleet. He finally understands cosmic sociology. The universe is a dark forest. Every civilization is a hunter, walking quietly through the trees, holding a rifle. If you see another hunter, you don't know if they're friendly. You can't communicate fast enough across light years to find out. And by the time you do, their technology might have leapt past yours, and now they're a threat. So the only safe move, shoot first. Annihilate anything that reveals itself. That's why no one's contacted us. That's why the universe seems silent. It's not silent. It's full. Full of civilizations holding their breath, hiding, listening. And anyone who calls out gets erased. Luo Ji broadcasted the coordinates of a random star, and somewhere out there, somebody killed it, just in case. That was the proof. So now Luo Ji has leverage. He's the only one who knows how to do the same to the Trisolarans. He sets up a dead man switch. If they attack Earth, he reveals their location to the universe. Game over for both species. Mutually assured cosmic destruction. And it works. The Trisolaran fleet stops. They turn around. They start trading with humanity, sharing technology, because they have no choice. Luo Ji is sitting in a room with his finger on a button, and as long as he's there, nobody attacks anybody. The book ends with the deterrence in place. Peace. But it's the most fragile, terrifying peace imaginable. One person, one finger, one button, and a forest full of hunters out there listening. That's the Dark Forest. Book 3 is coming next, where you find out what happens when somebody actually lets go of the button. Spoiler, it's not great. If you want me to break that one down, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, go read the trilogy. You will look at the night sky and feel genuinely watched. And honestly, that's the highest praise I can give to any book.